Welcome to the episode 47 of the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint with your host, Lolita. And I want to talk about multitasking. We obviously super busy. There's so much going on. We're trying to cramp as many things as possible so we can feel so productive. And in our society, productivity, it is such an important thing. And we want to look like we're doing so much, especially if you are overachiever and you know who you are. And if you grew up in the environment where you've been told that um, if you do less, especially than other people, that you are lazy, and how dare you? And you always need to be on go, go, go. And you need to perform better, no matter how well you already performed. And you have to be in many places at the same time. And if you are a business owner, then you are pretty much working 24/7. On top of that, you have a huge pressure of performing well because other people depend on you and their mortgages, how well they can pay those mortgages. Also, how you feel depends on you too. So you might be, in order for you to accomplish as much as you can, you're going to multitask. Now, um, there is a scene in one of the movies with Julia Roberts. Um, can you tell me what movie is this? It's about some real case that happened about the water pollution. I know it escaped me the name of the movie, but there is a scene when she's talking on the phone. She's holding a baby in her hand, and then she's stirring a pot. That's multitasking. Yes. Um, multitasking also something when you are going for a walk and listening to music, or you even sitting right now and you're listening to me now, looking at me now if you're watching this on YouTube. Definitely your heart is beating, you're breathing, and you're watching and you're listening. So there's lots of things happening at the same time. So we could think multitasking is a natural thing in life because, well, we do a lot of things at once, but is it really good for you? I was thinking for many years that multitasking is my middle name. Okay. I'm an overachiever, so I need to cut the time and be so productive and perform the best and achieve the most results possible in the shortest time. But turn out it's not the way things are. Um, our brain cannot really pay attention to two things at the same time. I mean, yes, the heart's gonna beat because that's the way things are. Okay, there are plenty of things that are happening around us or inside our bodies that's gonna happen at the same time. You can walk and talk, yes, but anything that has to do with your using your brain, where you have to put intention, where you need to put the focus, you cannot focus at two things at the same time. That's why when you're feeling in the negative emotion, when you're feeling sad, it's a good idea for you to watch some funny movie, listen to some inspirational music, talk with someone, kind of take that attention away from that negativity, from that low vibration, and put it in higher vibration or more positive. Because you cannot be and in good and in bad, in positive and in negative. You just can't. You can be doing that. Well, we're not going to talk about quantum physics because then somebody's going to say like, well, yes, you can be in two places at the same time. This is not quantum physics class. Okay. This is about our focus. And for now, we cannot be focusing on both things. If you multitasking, for example, you think, okay, I'm just going to participate on this call. Let's say you are in the workplace and you have a, you have a call and you're going to listen in, and then you're going to write a report at the same time. Probably it's not going to go well. You're going to mess what you're talking about, and then you're going to mess up on your report writing as well. Of course, let's say if there's some physical work that you're doing, I don't know, maybe you're pedaling and then you're listening to your conversation, probably you can do that. But if your mind, your focus needs to do that, you will not be able to participate in that 100%. You won't. It may look like you are, but what's happening is your focus goes between two very fast. So you may seem like you are participating on two activities, but you're truly not. And what's happening in the process is that you're burning more energy. So when you're burning more energy, what happens? You are more stressed out and burnt out by the end of the day. So that's not working out for you. I hear you. And now you're thinking, excuse me, so how am I going to achieve all of those things that you want me to do? And I hear you because I used to be like that, like I said. And I remember I would be that person who's sitting in the meeting and at the same time I'm working. And let me tell you, I will find mistakes that I did and I had no idea how I did them because to me felt like I was on top of things. I was focusing. I was like, I don't know how I even made this mistake. So then I will need to go back and I have to fix this up. The worst thing will be when somebody else found my mistake and say, well, I cannot believe you did this. And I'm like, I have no idea either. Like, I thought it was fine. And the brain kind of like doesn't make it like plays a trick on you. Like when you continuously looking the same thing, it looks like, oh yeah, it's fine. And then like the next day you look at the same thing, you're like, oh my gosh, no, it's not. Like let's say a word misspell or something. But that moment it looks like, yes, this is all good. So this is what happens. So how can you prevent your really burning your time? So when you multitasking, you think you're saving yourself, you're creating yourself more time. But if you have to go back and then fix something up, then it's not really saving time. That's like burning yourself more. What they say, you're burning candle from both ends, or maybe they were talking about something else, not multitasking. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it is. So leave me a comment below. Tell me. Yeah. So don't do that. So how is that you still can have more energy, don't feel burnout, but accomplish things as well. Work it in that moment when you're working on something, pay attention and focus only on that thing. And if you feel like, well, then I will not accomplish anything, trust me, try out. Do the Pomodoro principle. It's kind of like you do, yeah, it's like a tomato in European English. That's the thing? I don't know. Tell me. Uh, so let's say you work 45 minutes, or let's say you concentrate on something during 45 minutes, and then you take 15 minutes break, and then you do 45 minutes again, and then you do 15 minutes break. That's kind of like the thing where I was already saying a month ago in the podcast that you need to take a break. But in this is not about taking a break. It's about focusing and not multitasking, just doing one task at a time. And there was research done that, and again, the plenty of research is different. I guess depends where you look, but uh, everyone can have a different focus, and maybe you can focus more than somebody else. You already know yourself the best. You can even do 50 minutes, something, and then you take 10 minutes off. Or maybe you can do working 55 minutes and then you take 5 minutes off. But the point is to really focusing on what you're doing. Um, and then you can change an activity. And preferably that you can change an activity, let's say after 1 hour doing something, focusing on this, you can change into totally different activity. Because then you feel like, the one part of the brain that was working, maybe you can use the other part of the brain. Although what it is, we're always using our brain, just different parts. Again, it's not the class about brain work, but I'm sure I hope you're getting the point of this. Um, and then try to stick to it because I know those are like the habits. It's like, well, I'm always doing this, so I'm going to continue doing the same thing. But try things out, like see what works for you the best, and see what maybe for you it's better if you, let's say, you finish one task, or you fully concentrate on that, you finish a task, then you take a break, and then you take on totally different break. But if it's a big goal and you continuously need to do something like write a report, for example, you're not going to write the whole report in 45 minutes, so you have to maybe separate them in the middle of something, but while you're doing that, focus. Uh, so, yeah, I'm wondering, do you have any techniques how that helps you to focus? Or are you good in multitasking or you're not good? Leave me a comment below. I cannot wait to read your comments and see how many of us are there, the multitaskers that we think we're doing so well. And then come back maybe in a month or two and tell me, did you change your multitasking habits? Did that work? Or was just kind of like, nah, it didn't work for me because I'm still the same and I'm still multitasking and still burn out by the end of the day. Well, if you still end up burning out without, doing some different tips and exercises and it still doesn't work, then we need to have a chat. So go on to beamazingyou.com and then you know what to do and register for a session with me. And tomorrow we'll be talking about something else. I don't even know what it is, but I will figure it out. So I hope to see you tomorrow.